okay? Is your uterus enlarged? So if you're watching from YouTube, I'm also live on YouTube and I'm also live on TikTok like always. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Okay, I would love to know in the chat, ladies that are coming in, let me know where you guys are watching from. Okay, yes, thank you for the likes. Thank you, thank you. Yes, we're talking about enlarged uteruses, okay? And typically women that have fibroids have enlarged uteruses typically, right? But it doesn't have to be fibroids. It could be just your uterus is enlarged due to the thickening uterine lining. It could be you have adenomyosis. It could be endometriosis, right? So it's not necessarily just because of fibroids, okay? So if you have an enlarged uterus, you're gonna get a lot from, you're gonna learn more about it, what it actually means, right? Because a lot of women don't understand what having a large uterus means. And I know that when I was dealing with fibroids and my uterus was enlarged, I didn't really understand what was going on. So we're talking about it today. All right. Hope everybody's doing good. Let me know in the chat where you guys are watching from. Also tap the like button, like, so we can get more women in here. All right. And if you're watching me new for the first time, let me know. If you're watching me from whether it's YouTube, whether it's TikTok, let me know. Maryland. Oh my gosh. I'm born and raised in Maryland. Okay. Yes. I love that. Hi, Julia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's like home. Maryland is home for me. So yes, where are you guys watching from? Let me know in the chat. Also YouTube, don't be shy. And if you're watching the replay from YouTube, let me know. We'd love to know because we typically have women from all over the world watching us. And I love that, okay? And what part of Maryland? I'm in Silver Spring. Okay. I'm born and raised in Prince George's County, okay? Prince George's County, yes. So I was actually born in Silver Springs. So what a coincidence. What a coincidence. So yes, I used to live also too in DC before I moved to Spain. But that's a whole nother story. All right, so let's get started. Y'all don't be shy. Let me know where you guys are watching from. And let's get started. We're talking about enlarged uterus today, okay? Is your uterus enlarged? Put a 1 in the chat if your uterus is enlarged, if it was enlarged. If you're dealing with that, whether you have fibroids, whether you have thick, your uterine tissue lining is thick, whether you have adenomyosis, whether you have endometriosis, put a 1 in the chat if you're going through, if you are experiencing an enlarged uterus. We're going to talk about it today because it doesn't get talked enough by health professionals and what's actually the risk factors, what it does to the body. Okay, yeah, I do live in Spain. Yeah, I do. I moved recently. So, all right, ladies. So most women think that having an enlarged uterus is just because they have fibroids, but it's deeper than that, right? A lot of us minimize the effects of fibroids in the body as well as having an enlarged uterus, right? These inflammatory markers, hormonal imbalances, a lot of women minimize what's really going on in their body until they start feeling the symptoms. Then they start taking it more seriously, right? Then they start wanting to seek answers, right? Especially if it's symptoms that you're experiencing almost every day. So I would, so it's important that before we even get to that point, to really take initiative when it comes to our health, to really, prevent these more serious things. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate that. Prevent these more serious things from occurring in the body. That's so important. So important. So if you're dealing with, enlarged uterus, put a 1 in the chat. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Nobody on here knows you personally, okay? If you are dealing with any of these issues, if you're watching from YouTube as well, put a 1. Okay, so we have some 1s on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. YouTube is talking back, okay? Now, so for those that are watching me for the first time, again, hi, welcome. I'm happy that you're here. My name is Sasha. You have fibroids. Okay. Happy that you're here, Julia. My name is Sasha. I'm a holistic womb specialist. And what I do is I help women who have fibroids and other reproductive health issue, endometriosis, adenomyosis, uterine prolapse. I help women get to the root cause of these issues. I partner with women to dissolve their fibroids to reverse chronic reproductive health conditions and completely heal, right? Because we cannot heal an issue. You have fibroids. Okay, thank you for letting me know, favor. We cannot heal an issue until we get to the root. Let me say that again. We cannot heal an issue until we get to the root. So this is why after the surgeries, they come right back. This is why some of you guys have probably experienced that. This is why after, UFE procedures, they come back. This is why they keep coming back, because you did not get to the root cause of the problem. I know when I was dealing with fibroids, I experienced that. I experienced the fibroids coming back until I got to the root, until I did the work, right? I refuse to get surgery. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. And just for those that are watching, I was gonna say this a little bit later, but let me just say let me move my big head. We have this special deal for 11/11, Veterans Day. If you are a veteran, okay, thank you for your service. I want to do this for everybody to celebrate Veterans Day 11/11. This is a very special holiday for me, okay? So we do have a fibroid belly eliminator bundle for women that have not just fibroids, that have an enlarged uterus, okay? For 111. You guys know my courses are usually not this price. We have that for today only. For today only, okay? If you're trying to get rid of your fibroid belly, if you're trying to get rid of your fibroids, if you want to shrink and dissolve your fibroids, also too, this is a self-study course. It takes you through, if you're trying to heal your hormones, estrogen dominance, okay? Or you have an enlarged uterus, again, be sure to check. The link is in my bio for our fibroid eliminator bundle. And if you're watching from YouTube, the link is in the description box. Only for today. Only for today. Let me just make that clear. Only for today. Okay? The fibroid belly eliminator bundle. Now, let's get to the topic. Okay, so it's important that you know. So when you have an enlarged uterus, these are clear signs the body is toxic. We're dealing with toxin overload. We're dealing with hormonal imbalances, right? And if you ignore it, it starts affecting other organs near the pelvis. So if we have an enlarged uterus, well, if we've been dealing with a large uterus, some of you guys have for years because the fibroid is so big, right? Or the fibroid just keeps growing and growing and it's inside the uterus, or even if it's outside of the uterus, it's still gonna affect the uterus, right? It's still gonna press on organs, right? So this affects not just your pelvic, the organs around the pelvis, also your hormones. It affects inflammation in the body. It can also affect your fertility, ladies. It can also have an impact on your fertility, okay? So this is why it's really important. And there's a lot of women that have fibroids that are trying to have children, that want to have children, in the future, or that just want to be healthy for themselves, right? So this is why I make sure that I let you guys know this is serious. Fibroids is not something that's, that we should minimize, right? Because like I always say, if we're estrogen dominant, which we are, if we have fibroids, what does that mean? That means that the environment in our body, right, is toxic, right? Fibroids is a full body issue. And I talked about the fibroid to cancer pipeline all the time, because there's the same hormonal environment in your body. That same hormonal environment also, can attract things like breast cancer, uterine cancer, ovarian cancer. Not trying to scare you, but I just want you to know this is more serious than you think, right? But not in a sense to be scared, to be aware so that you can get to the root cause of the problem. That is so important, okay? So what does it mean to have an enlarged uterus? Let's talk about it. What does it mean for you to have an enlarged uterus, okay? Your uterus should be around 7 to 8 centimeters long and about the size of a pear, right? But you know what? When fibroids are in the uterus or around the uterus, the uterus can grow to a 3-month pregnancy. This is not with you not being pregnant, to a 5-month pregnancy. I had a client, even her uterus was the size of an 8-month pregnancy, okay? So this enlargement is not normal, and it's gonna cause health issues, right? When your uterus continues to enlarge. And a lot of you guys, you're already feeling the pain. You're already experiencing what they call the fibroid belly, right? Or just you feel that the abdomen like extending, like you feel the bloating, which is it's not even bloating. You feel like the hard lower belly that won't go away no matter how much you exercise, no matter how much you eat, right? Because that's not, it's inflammation, it's fibroids, it's the fibroid pushing the uterus outward, right? So it's important that you understand that. So when we have an enlarged uterus, it's chronic inflammation, it's toxin overload, it's hormonal imbalances, estrogen dominance, it's congestion, also too in the elimination organs. The elimination organs are congested. So the liver is congested, the lymphatic system, the digestive system, these systems in the body that were designed to help us, get rid of waste and toxins and things that actually harm our bodies, are congested. They're not working efficiently like they're supposed to. And that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem, okay? So when fibroids as when fibroids start growing, the uterus also starts growing, and that causes pelvic organs to be displaced. It starts pressing on different organs. When the bigger the fibroid gets, they start pressing on different organs. This can also affect your bladder. This can affect your colon. This can affect your kidneys, and so many different. They can press on nerves. I'm not saying that to scare you, but I'm saying that to let you know, listen, this is a serious issue. This is a serious issue. So having an enlarged uterus, ladies, is something that you want to get ahead of. It's something that you want to address, right? And the beauty of it is when you are on a journey to get rid of your fibroids, as your fibroid shrinks, so would the uterus, because you're also lowering inflammation in your body. You're also reversing your hormonal issues when you're on a womb healing diet. When you're on a womb healing journey, you're also improving other health issues in your body. Because like I always say, fibroids is a full body issue. Can somebody put that in the chat? Fibroids is a full body issue, because I want you guys to understand what fibroids really is. Fibroids, put that in the chat if you can. If you're watching from YouTube, put that in the chat. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, put that in the chat. And just to let you guys know, I'm also streaming live from YouTube as well. Fibroids is a full body issue, okay? Fibroids is a full body issue. So, what's the real root causes of having an enlarged uterus? What's the real root causes of having an enlarged uterus? Number one, our bodies are estrogen dominant when we're dealing with an enlarged uterus. So even if you don't have fibroids, even if you don't have these reproductive health issues, like if that uterine lining is thickened, right, which that's what it means as well when we're dealing with an enlarged uterus, that means that our bodies not only has lots of inflammation in our body, we're dealing with estrogen dominance. Okay, and I told you guys how serious estrogen dominance is. It's not something that you want to glance over, that you want to sweep under the rug. It's something that can be reversed. And it's something that you should work on reversing, because it can lead to more serious health issues. The amount of women that have uterine cancer, breast cancer, that used to have fibroids or still have fibroids is crazy. It's crazy. Or not just fibroids, endometriosis, adenomyosis, or heavy cycles. There's a link, ladies, and studies show this. And if you're on my email list, I broke that down. If you're on Sacred Womb Letters, which I tell you guys all the time to subscribe to, if you're not, you can subscribe for free. We also have a paid version, but you can also subscribe for free. If you're on Sacred Womb Letters, I wrote a whole long article with sources in that as well. I'm so sorry that your doctor's not telling you this, but this is information this is why I go live and let you guys as often as I do. This is why I go live as often as I do. So it's important that you know and understand your body as a woman. You can't be out here and not know that these issues lead to bigger issues, right? And then when you're diagnosed with something more serious, you separate the issue. It's not separate. Your body works together as a whole. So if your uterus is enlarged, okay, it's not only fibroids, it's also estrogen dominance. It's the fact your elimination organs are overloaded. You're dealing with congestion in the body. You're dealing with not just your lymphatic system is congested. Your liver is congested. The kidneys are not filtering like they're supposed to, right? Your digestive system is backed up. You guys know health starts in the gut, okay? So it's a lot going on with the body when we're dealing with fibroids, when we're dealing with an enlarged uterus, when we're dealing with these issues, when we're dealing with endometriosis or adenomyosis. There's a lot going on in the body, okay? So, and put a 1 in the chat. Now we have more movement in here. It says, okay, I must be talking about stuff that's going too deep. I said the C word, the C word. So they're saying they're trying to restrict this live, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep moving, okay? Because I'm not gonna sugarcoat what I had to say, because I want you guys to get it, okay? If they want to shut this live down, y'all come to YouTube. The link is in my bio. Now, what else does it mean when you're dealing with enlarged uterus, okay? Can I message you off the air? It depends on for what, okay? It depends on for what. If it's about advice, I don't do advice in the DMs. I do that in my programs, okay? But if you have a question, type it here. That's why I'm here, okay? That's why I'm here. But for those that are just coming in, we do have this. Oh, YouTube can't see it, but TikTok can see it. YouTube, just to let you guys know, Veterans Day offer. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans, by the way. We have a Veterans Day offer, the Fibroid Eliminator Bundle, the Fibroid Bundle Eliminator Bundle. Just today, is available only today for $111. After tomorrow, after midnight, you're not going to see this again. Thank you so much for the gift. You're not going to see this again. So if you have fibroids running, because my courses are not this price, and this is a high impact course. If you start following the course, it has what else? It has how to healing your hormones in there. It breaks it down for you, estrogen dominance. It also breaks down how to dissolve your fibroid belly. It also, which will also help you get rid of fibroids. It also has a 7-day fibroid detox in there, diet detox in there. It has more, but I cannot. It also has how to transform your entire life into a fibroid-free lifestyle. So what to do on a daily basis. It literally lays it out for you for $111. And you guys know working with me is much more than that. So you might want to grab that. Okay, if you're watching from YouTube, the Fibroid Belly Eliminator Bundle for $111 only today is only available today. The link is in my description box. If you're watching from TikTok, the link is in my bio. Okay, so grab this bundle ASAP. Okay, now, if you are dealing with a fibroid, if you're dealing with a large uterus, again, your gut is also, there's a gut imbalance as well. Your gut is backed up. Now, a lot of people don't know that they really have gut issues. They don't know and understand. They don't know the signs and symptoms, right? If you have anemia, that's a gut issue. Your body's not absorbing nutrients like they're supposed to. So you can take 1,000,000 iron pills or 1,000,000 supplements. Your body, if you don't fix that gut, it's still not going to absorb the nutrients. It's just correctly. It's not. It's not going to absorb the nutrients. So it's important that you have to heal that gut. Before you get rid of fibroids, shrink your fibroids, you have to heal that gut. Okay? So also nervous system dysregulation. If you're constantly living in fight or flight mode, your body cannot heal. That's again, and you guys know, like I always say, the womb is like an emotional vault. The womb is like an emotional vault. The womb holds emotion. The womb holds the pain, the heartaches, the trauma. The womb holds the grief, your unfulfillment, those unmet desires, your dreams that never went into fruition that you've buried, but they're still there, but you've buried because you feel like though you don't even know how to piece them together. The womb holds that, right? So when we're not only is your womb energetically inflamed, it's also physically inflamed, right? So this is why when you have fibroids, you also want to do the emotional work as well. You got to do the emotional work as well. This is why in my programs, when you're working with me, we don't just do the physical work. We don't just say, hey, I'll just take this herb and that's it. No. It's your whole entire lifestyle. It's your whole entire lifestyle. Okay, so it's important. And also too, from the thoughts that you think, from the thoughts running in your subconscious mind. And let me just say this for women that have fibroids. When a woman has fibroids, I know off the bat, and other womb issues, I know off the bat that somewhere in her life, right, there's overwhelm, because the womb will mirror what's going on in your life. That's your sacred feminine organ. So if the womb is, I hate to say it, I don't want to say a mess, but if the womb is inflamed, if the womb is dealing with toxins, that's going to spill out into your life. So this is a woman that is overwhelmed, that is stressed out, that's stagnant, that's stuck. There's not enough. How do I say this? She's not able to bring her dreams, her ideas, her visions into fruition, right? It's difficult for her to do that. She's stuck. She feels stagnant. This tends to be a woman there's unhappiness somewhere in her life, whether it's her career, whether it's a relationship, right? Whether it's just all of it together, her entire life. So it's important that you understand and know that what's going on in the womb will mirror what's going on in your life. But you know the beauty of that? when you're on your womb healing journey and you become more in alignment with yourself and your body and your intuition, you also going to attract more, how can I say this, abundance. You're going to be more in tune with your intuition. So you're going to have more ideas. You're going to get more intuitive hits. You're going to, you're going to be able to get out of this stuck feeling. I don't see the link for the $111 special. So tech basis, it should be the first link that pops up. Once you go to the description box, it should be the first link that pops up. Okay? The first thing that pops up. And if you don't see it, it should be there. I know I put it there. If you don't see it, go to the link tree. It's right there. The link tree, and I know for sure that's in the description box, okay? So let me know if you find it, okay? And y'all, the Fibroid Belly Eliminator bundle for $111. By midnight, it's done. By midnight, I'm gonna say Eastern Standard Time, because I know I'm 6 hours ahead of y'all on Eastern Standard Time. That's it. So we have about less than 9 hours. Grab it now so you don't forget. We have Klarna, Afterpay. There's no excuse. Affirm. Grab it. Start your process. I want to heal as many wounds as possible. I know all of you guys cannot work with me. I want to heal as many wounds as possible before 2026. Let's go. Why are we still suffering? There's help. Why are we still suffering? There's no reason why you should still be suffering. Now, you also too, when you have an enlarged uterus, there's also emotional and energetic stagnation that's going on in the body. There's also energetic and emotional stagnation. So we're holding on to a lot of emotions, negative emotions, and that's keeping our energy body stagnant. And that's going to also be a reflection of what's going on in your life. So what does having an enlarged uterus do to your body? What does it do to your body? It creates a lot of times, especially as it gets larger and larger, this fibroid belly. Okay, and I tell you guys, you can have this fibroid belly, like this lower belly that's like hardened. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you're experiencing that. If you have fibroids, and even if you have adenomyosis, endometriosis, you're experiencing like this hardened belly. Put a 1 in the chat. It's not just bloat, ladies. It's physical uterine expansion. It's not just bloat, because a lot of us just think, oh, it's just bloating. So a lot of you guys this is a reality every single day. Every single day, okay? And when you're bloated like that, when your uterus is inflamed like that, it starts pressing on organs, okay? It starts pressing on organs. Everybody's quiet. I don't know what's going on. Everybody's super quiet today. Usually you guys are more, especially on TikTok, especially on TikTok, okay? So it starts pressing on other digestive organs. So what does that mean? So if we are dealing with if we're dealing with a enlarged uterus, right? It's not just the fibroid issue. It's also going to start pressing on different organs. It's also inflammation issue. It's also going to affect your digestive health, right? The doctor says that I should visit at GYN. Tasana, are you in the U.S.? Let me know if you're in the U.S. I'm going to ask you a question, because that's what doctors have to say, right? Go to your GYN. But what can they do for you besides surgery? You're not, okay. Where are you, by the way? Where are you located? Besides surgery, what can they do for you? Jamaica, okay. Besides surgery, there's not much they can do. That's all I'm going to say. There's not much they can do besides surgery. I'm not telling you not to go, but I'm just saying when it comes to fibroids, when it comes to reproductive health, they don't do much. Okay? So also, having an enlarged uterus can affect your ability to get pregnant. It can. It indicates that there's an increase of inflammation in the body. It also indicates that our elimination organs are exhausted. They need support. Right? And also too, it also indicates that as it grows larger, if you're dealing with a large uterus and it starts growing larger and larger and larger, it could affect the bladder. It could affect other issues as well. And then it triggers also anemia, because if the uterine lining is thickened, we're more than likely bleeding more. So that's triggering anemia because of the blood loss. And also too, because of the gut issues as well. Anemia doesn't just come from, it doesn't just come from, because you have fibroids. It doesn't just come from heavy bleeding, right? That's not, the root cause really is the gut issue. You're not being able to absorb iron, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. So you gotta, and also too, it raises your risk for other estrogen dominant conditions. It raises your risk for other estrogen dominant conditions. I'm getting surgery next year. How can I prevent them from coming back? Tay, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you are planning a surgery, this is probably not a page for you. I'm going to say you can stay and listen, but I'm saying this right now because I don't promote surgery. I promote getting to the root cause of the problem. There's no reason why you should have surgery. Anybody should have surgery if you get rid of fibroids. They're going to come back. They're going to come back. Spend that energy, all that pain that you're going to go through, all that. Instead of doing that, spend that energy getting to the root cause of the problem and getting rid of your fibroids naturally. I'm not telling you what I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know because I've been through it. It will come right back. And you're putting your body in a more weakened, in a more compromised position. You already have fibroids. You're already dealing with toxin overload. More than likely, you're dealing with anemia. When you have fibroids, you're dealing with a mineral deficiency. After dealing with all of that, why would you then cut into the lymph vessels, cut into the uterus? Why are we doing that? Okay, the fibroids will grow back. And let me just say this: over the years, everybody that I've told not to have surgery and they've had it, they've regretted it. They've grown the fibroids back. Every single person, even the people that said, "Oh, I'm gonna after I had the surgery, I'm gonna do the lifestyle." No, they've all grown the fibroids back, and within months sometimes. So, FYI, okay. So if you're looking for any type of, if that's your plan, I can't give you any advice. All I can say is get to the root cause of the problem and stop. You gotta have to stop with these surgeries. You gotta stop cutting into your uterus. Okay. It's important that, so we have to understand that these issues cause more serious issues when we don't get to the root cause of the problem. When we talk about enlarged uterus, that causes issues in the body. That causes issues in the pelvic region. It's important that you know that fibroids on its own causes issues. It's an indication that the body is inflamed. It's an indication that the body, our nervous system is dysregulated. It's an indication that the elimination organs are exhausted, are overworked. So just put on top of that having an enlarged uterus. That comes with a whole host of other issues. So we have to stop settling for this. So when we have an enlarged uterus, we want to shrink that uterus back to regular size. And how big should a uterus be? No more than 7 to 8 centimeters long. And then like about 4 to 5 centimeters wide. That's the size of a pear. And some of you guys have fibroids that big in the uterus. So what is that doing to your uterus? It's literally causing it to expand. It's causing it to, to be distorted. Okay. Let me just say this too. Birth control does not shrink the uterus. Does not shrink fibroids either. There's still some people that think this because they were lied to by their doctor. It does not. It actually makes things worse on the back end. Stay away from birth control. Women are coming down with all sorts of health issues years after being off of birth control because what it does to your body, unless you detox from it, is still there. The surgeries remove the fibroids, but a lot of times the enlarged uterus remains or the fibroids grows right back quickly, okay? So even fibroid, because you're still dealing with, when you remove the fibroids, you're still dealing with inflammation in the body, you're still dealing with estrogen dominance. So a lot of times the enlarged uterus doesn't really shrink much, or it may shrink and then again get bigger again due to you regrowing the fibroid. Okay, so I want to say all that to say it's important that you, when you're on your healing journey, that you approach this from a holistic level. And a lot of people think that like supplements are holistic. They're not. Teas are holistic. That's not what holistic healing is. Holistic healing is whole. Your entire lifestyle, your emotional health, your physical health. That's holistic healing. It does not, nothing is separate, right? So it's not just about changing your diet and taking an herb or two. It's not, it's so much deeper than that, right? Supplements or teas cannot fix an enlarged uterus. Let me say that again. Supplements or teas, we gotta stop looking for quick fixes and actually do the work. They're not gonna fix found the link tree for the special. Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay, yes. If you haven't, and by the way, if you're coming in new from TikTok or YouTube, we do have a Veterans Day special. It's very time sensitive, okay? Literally time sensitive. Our fibroid belly eliminator course. If you have fibroids or you have an enlarged uterus, hop on that. Or even just estrogen dominance, hop on it. It's only $111. I don't sell courses for this price because of the impact my courses have and what they've done for people. And we have, the last time I sold this course, we actually have real results. If you watch my last video, we have real results from this course, okay? And I think I only had it out for like 10 days sometime over the summertime. And I have already real results from this course. When you do the work, the results they don't take long. It's $111. There's no excuse. We had a Carner Afterpay. After midnight is gone. FYI. So, for the ones that are watching this tomorrow on YouTube, I'm sorry. Okay, we've already sent the email. This is why you have to be on the email list so you'll know. Okay, I sent the email out this morning. Having an enlarged uterus, ladies, is not just a diet issue. It's deeper than a diet issue. Okay, it's a whole body issue. It's a full body issue. So what does it take to reverse uterine enlargement? Okay, what does it take to reduce uterine enlargement? Everybody's so quiet today on TikTok. I don't know what's going on. Number one, we want to reverse estrogen dominance. When you have an enlarged uterus, or you have fibroids, or you have endometriosis, your uterus is enlarged. Your hormones are out of balance, and you have what is called estrogen dominance. I talked about the pipeline to cancer all the time. I don't want to even go down that route today. I literally talk about that all the time, and the reason why I talk about it so often so women can know, because doctors are not going to tell you. They're not telling you. So, what else does it take to shrink your uterus? You got to decongest those elimination organs. Those elimination organs are tired. The liver, the kidneys, the lymphatic system, they're tired. You have to decongest them. You have to support them in healing. And I'm not talking about one-time detox. I'm talking about getting your body to the point where it's detoxifying itself every single day. Okay? Stabilize the nervous system. If you live in fight or flight, if you live in a perpetual state of fight or flight, that is going to inflame, by default, is going to inflame your body. That by default is going to cause your body not to work like it's supposed to. It's going to cause hormonal imbalances. It's going to shoot up your cortisol levels if you live in a perpetual state of fight or flight, okay? So you have to stabilize the nervous system. That's important, okay? That is so important. Also, you have to also repair the gut. We have to heal the gut. We have to heal the liver. I don't care what your doctor has told you. If you have fibroids, the liver is overloaded. It's not working efficiently. You would not have developed tumors if that was the case. If your liver was functioning the way it's supposed to. There's no way you would have developed tumors. There's absolutely no way. Okay? So you have to support your organs in healing. You also have to start releasing emotional stored trauma. You have to start releasing all that stuff that you stored in the body. You have to start releasing that. You have to start working through that. You can't suppress it. The more you suppress, the more it stays in the body. You have to work through it. Okay? That's important. And remember, the uterus is on an energetic level, is literally an emotional vault. It holds emotion. It holds pain. It holds. So if we've experienced things in childhood or heartbreaks or grief, and we have not properly addressed them and healed from them and processed them, And we've just kind of put them, brush them under the rug and try to move on with life. Because the brain will do that sometimes. Like, it will have you just not think about the stuff that you've been through, not even address it, not even pretend it didn't happen, and just keep moving forward. That's not, no. The body keeps score. The body keeps score. So I'm not saying that you have to constantly talk about and think about the past, and no, but you have to do the healing work. You do have to do that. If not, it's still going to be there. It's still going to be a scar, an emotional scar, right? And also too, it's still going to be stuck in the body. This is why people every disease has a spiritual root cause, not just a physical root cause. Every disease has a spiritual root cause, not just a physical root cause. Hear me and hear me clearly, okay? So, having an enlarged uterus is not something you want to glance over. It's something that you do want to address. It's something that you do want to take seriously. It's something that you do want to you also want to get to the root cause of. Having an enlarged uterus. Your uterus, unless you're pregnant, your uterus should not be enlarged. It should not be enlarged, okay? So, I say all that to say, if you're dealing with fibroids, if you're dealing with an enlarged uterus, if you're dealing with hormonal imbalances, the beauty is that your body is very intelligent and it can heal naturally, but you got to get out of its way. You have to get out of your body's way when it comes to healing. You have to get out of your body's way. And when you have fibroids, you're in your body's way. Our bodies are naturally meant to detoxify itself, to heal, to keep toxins away. But unfortunately, what happens with humans, right? Especially nowadays, we have such a toxic lifestyle. We've gone away from the natural way of doing things, the natural way of being. We've gone away from that so much. And we've lost, a lot of people are just eating only processed foods. They don't even eat from the earth anymore. They don't even eat fruits and vegetables anymore. Maybe they only eat a vegetable after they cooked it to death, right? So it's important that you understand and know, like, you have to start changing your ways. You do have to start getting to the root cause of the problem. You can't just keep your same toxic lifestyle and expect to heal. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And stop looking for a quick fix, because so you are looking for a quick fix, and so are all the other women that are dealing with sickness and dealing with sickness for years and years and years. You're going from quick fix to quick fix. You're going to yoni steaming to herbs to acupuncture, and still have the fibroids, and still have the enlarged uterus, and still have the hormonal issues. So you have to get to the root of the issue. These things can help. These modalities can help, but you got to get to the root cause. You have to do the real work. Okay? So, I say all that to say, listen, we have our Veterans Day one time only sale, only for Veterans Day. If you're watching from YouTube, TikTok, the Fibroid Belly Eliminator Bundle for only $111 today on 11/11. Happy Veterans Day to the veterans. Thank you for your service. Just today. So if you want to get the course, the bundle, it's a self-study bundle that's highly impactful, that already has amazing results from the time that when we sold it in the summertime. Click the link in my bio. Grab the bundle before midnight. Okay? The Fibroid Eliminator, the Fibroid Belly, Eliminator bundle. Grab that. If you have fibroids, if you have an enlarged uterus or hormonal imbalances, YouTube, if you want more information about that, if you want to grab that, the link is in my bio. Tech Bases, I think she found it. So, all right, y'all, that's all. I might come back live tonight. Well, not tonight because it's you guys are different time zone than me, but I might come back live in a couple hours, I would say. So make sure that your notifications are on, okay? Yeah, I have a good one, or at least get on the email list so you'll know when I'm going live. If you're not on the email list, get on the email list. If you're watching from YouTube, you should be on it, because I'm not going to be on TikTok forever. Get on our email list. The link is in my bio. Why are you not on the email list? What's going on? Where you can learn more, where you have access to our 7-day fibroid healing series. YouTube. If you're not on the email list, be sure to click the link in my bio. Get on the email list, okay? Y'all have a good one. Bye.